I'm Siobhan with The Mighty Wig, and I am here today to talk to you about heatless styling. Heat is one of the worst things you can do to your hair, whether it be your bio hair, your wig, your extensions, or your toppers. So all alternative hair is going to be affected by excessive heat. So we're going to talk about creating some beautiful styles that are very easy to do. This one is more of your traditional loose waves. That is like the big craze right now. And I created this style. I'm sure everybody has seen these with this. And then this one has way more curl, a little more like old Hollywood glamour look. And I created this using these smaller ones. To start, I'm gonna do the looser waves, show you how to get that put in your wig. These tend to come with a clip to clip at the top of your head and scrunchies to secure your ends, which makes sense for your bio hair because you have to mind your scalp. With a wig or any alternative hair, you can do things that are a little easier to do, like using pins. Where you place this will depend on how you want the front to look. So if you're somebody who likes a lot of lift, you're doing your middle part and you like the lift with this shape, you want to put it in front of the hairline where we're going to wrap the hair forward. If you prefer your hair all coming back, then you're going to come a little bit behind the hairline and wrap the hair back. Since I did this one with wrapping the hair forward, I will demonstrate that. I'm just coming right in the front, pinning in right here. Using a rat tail comb is so important because it will help you get your ends nice and tidy so that you don't have really wonky ends at the end of your style, because that's really frustrating, because then you either got to start all over or use heat to fix it. You also don't have to have a sopping wet wig. This wig is 100% dry, and I'm just gonna do a misting of water mixed with leave-in conditioner. I like to use the 21 Benefits from Pureology, doing about just a little bit of conditioner, probably like this much conditioner to the rest of it being water. This way it won't weigh your hair down or start feeling like it has product in it. I take the part that is gonna be my front, this is where your ear starts, and then to the part. So I'm cutting that in half. I'm just misting a little bit, brushing it through. So this, because I want that little bit of lift in the front, is gonna come forward, and I'm gonna make sure that this is kind of pushing into it, and that the hair is tidy as it wraps around. So coming all the way down. So with the rest of your hair, you can either continue to have it all coming forward or have it coming back. I tend to like the rest of the hair coming back because when it meets in the middle, it just flows better. So I'm gonna use these little claw clips to secure this end. And then I'm gonna part this down the middle in the back, grabbing this whole section, misting it. And I do have my wig pinned to this canvas block. Otherwise, it will not be easy to work with. All right, so once I have the hair nice and tidy, I'm gonna bring this piece coming back up to follow the hairline, the back hairline. And I'm gonna start bringing this back, pinning this in place. And just remember, the tighter you wrap this, the curlier it'll be. The looser you wrap it, the looser it'll be. So when you're securing your ends, the ends are so important to make sure they're nice and tidy, and you can use just a little more mist at the ends to control them. And I like to use these claw clips over the scrunchie because it means I can actually get the ends to stay in that curl. Whereas a lot of times when you use that scrunchie, it'll either make the ends more straight or create a crease, and you have less control. And then I still like to take a pin and twist this and pin it towards the nape, just so it stays going in that direction. So coming to the other side, we're gonna do the same thing. So parting the hair off halfway between the part and the ear tab. I am just gonna use my mister and conditioner again, just being mindful of how it's wrapping around, because if you're not, you'll have a very weird front. Wrapping that all the way around, clipping that end into place, and then now coming to the back, grabbing that whole back section and brushing that mist through. Sometimes the ends are a little harder to control when you have this much hair, so you can get them just a little bit wetter. We're gonna come underneath the rod, bringing it towards this hairline. And just wrapping it around nice and tidy. Make sure you throw your clips around. It means you've worked really hard. And then taking your pin and just securing that at the base. So this is what your end roller set should look like. Let that sit overnight. It really doesn't even take all night to dry because you haven't soaked down the hair. And whenever you're ready to take it out, I just take it out, I turn the wig upside down and just kind of brush through with my fingers, tousling that hair, getting it broken up, and then brushing through this way with my fingers. You end up with this really beautiful, soft wave. All right, so now we're gonna move on to a much curlier look, the nice Hollywood glamorous look, one of my favorite styles. Usually I would do this with like a roller set and it's like super involved, but we're gonna do that. We're gonna do this with these little guys. So making sure that your wig is properly pinned to your canvas block. So I always check that your ear tabs are even, just like if you are putting your wig on. And then I pin right into the ear tabs on each side. I put a pin in each corner of the nape of the wig. You really should be able to, brush it, do anything with it, flip it upside down, and it won't come off the block. So how we're gonna start is doing this front section, and this is what's gonna give you this really nice wave right here at the front. Again, using our diluted Pureology 21 Benefits water, and grab probably from the front hairline to about 1.5 to 2 inches behind it. And coming to the corner of each of the fringe area, kind of like where the hair, the bend of the head starts to curve down. You don't necessarily need to have it super wet. We're coming at a 90-degree angle. And what that means is that it's coming straight out from the block. This is where you really need to be mindful of those ends, getting them tucked without creating like fishtails. So I come with about 2 to 3 inches of tail on the end and wrap that around. As I wrap this down, I'm tucking that tail in there, making sure it's tidy. If I see anything that doesn't look right, I can brush it out. Can use a little bit of water in areas where it seems like it's wanting to poke out. Being mindful of your angle and rolling all the way down. And these have little snappies on them. So all of these products that I'm using will be listed in the description below. You can get them all on Amazon. Makes it super easy. All right, so that's our front. So now we're gonna come back here, and we have 5 of these left. So I just kind of plan where I want most of my curl to sit. So with this style, I wanted most of my curl to sit at the bottom. So I drug most of the curl down rather than keeping it in most of the directions that you get with these. It'll have the curls starting way up here and coming down. But like I said, we want it to come down a little further. So with 5 left, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 1 for each side area, 1 in the middle, and then 2 at the nape. So this side angle is not necessarily going to be a huge part of the front hairline, but it is going to be a part of what sits at the bottom and this side and your side angle here. Making sure that's tidy. So again, I'm dragging this down and I have my tail. I am going to wet these ends a little more just for control. And I will say this wig is particularly long, which means it has more hair to deal with, and it can make it a little harder when you're dealing with more hair. We can do this. We can do hard things. It's really not that hard. It's just, you know, when you're on camera, suddenly everything goes wrong. There we go. So there we go there. And we're gonna do this on the other side and then down the back. So right now I'm just going through and tidying up the front, getting any of these like loose flyaways and just tucking them into, bringing them back so that they dry, not just falling in the face. They'll blend in with the hair pretty easily. So when you're done, this should be what your finished roller set would look like, and letting that dry overnight. So with this one, I don't really hang it upside down. I go through and give it a good brushing. With wigs and toppers, extensions, I really like the Denman brushes. I've had this brush for 21 years. They literally will last your entire life. And they don't pull on the wigs or snag or anything like that. Once I get it good and brushed out, then I can kind of start placing, you know, where I want some of this to live. And then I use a little bit of hairspray to control it and get it to stay in place. My favorite, Big Sexy hairspray, the spray and play. It holds, but it doesn't feel super stiff. It still allows the hair to move with control. That is my tutorial on heatless styling, 2 different curls that you can get for 2 different occasions. I hope this has helped you and will keep you from using heat on your hair, whether it be a wig, hair extensions, a topper, or even your bio hair. There are plenty of other options that are very easy. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and learn more tips and tricks on how to take care of your wig. Thank you.